Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Isaac Umbras, and today we are back in Gran Turismo 3. Hope everyone's doing well. We've got a lot to get done today, so let's jump right in. First things first, we have the race of Turbo Sports. We got one race done last time we shooting this game on the test course. We got two more races to do at Apricot Hill and midfield. We're gonna start at midfield. It's got a good mix of high speed and low speed sections. I think we'll do quite well there. I think we'll be pretty competitive. We're in the Mina's Skyline, which is a very, very powerful monster of a machine. So, it served us well on the super speedway 150 miles. It should serve us well here. We got the super slicks on it as well, which should help with the tire wear. Yeah, you can see as well, very consistent. Not a whole lot of turbo lag out of this, which is, from doing some research with the developers of this vehicle, wanted high horsepower, but with the street drivability. That's why even the interior is mostly intact as well. We're catching up on the Esprit 350, powered by a turbocharged V8 motor. We got a turbo inline 6, but we should be able to make more power than them. At the very least, I think we'll be able to keep pace with them. And we should be able to conserve our tires a little bit better than I am. Oh, okay, they are already off. I will take that. A little bit of understeer with the leader going out for the win. Alright, we are suffering a little bit from understeer as well. Cold tires still. Our tires have not gotten anywhere close to warmed up. But we are vibing. Alright, up to 1.8 seconds. Let's see if we're able to maintain that lead. I think we should be able to. I hope we will. We probably will. At a 10-lap race. At midfield race. So a first lap almost complete. At around 1 minute 20, I think. So the next lap should be closer to like, 1:15 or something. Honestly, that's pretty quick lap times. Welcome forward, Shelby GT. Hope you're well. That's about the lap times that the super sport bikes are doing at a Jersey Motorsports Park, around like the 122s, maybe high 121s. That was the race I was at this weekend. Oh, it was so much fun. I got a lot of good pictures and everything. I got to watch a whole bunch of motorcycle racing. I even took my wife as well. It was her first major motorcycle racing event, and she absolutely loved it. So I'm gonna see if we can't do something similar next time. I might see if I can't get a motocross event scheduled for her to watch as well, because that'll be fun to see. The dirt bikes and everything. Get her into some dirt racing. But we will see. Alright, down to the gears. Back up. Here we go. Very nice. Very smooth through the corners. 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, a little bit quicker than I was expecting. Not bad though. I will definitely take this. But yeah, it is good to be back streaming. I do apologize for the late schedule being posted literally this morning. I got back. It was about a 2-hour drive back from Jersey to get back home, and I said to get groceries. I said to take care of things around the house. So it was very hectic. I think by the time I had like a little bit of free time, it was like already like 11 o'clock, and I was tired. Welcome, Noel. Hope you're well. Welcome to the stream. Submission of free a prisoner in a security truck. Is this from Schedule 1, the game you've been playing recently? I've not played it, so I'm not too sure what you're referring to there. But hopefully you're able to beat it. Right now, we are going very, very quick in our Skyline. Absolutely beautiful machine. I mean, just look at this. Beautiful white coloring. The blue passion. Okay. Hopefully able to pass it regardless. Ooh, even quicker time. 1:13. This Skyline. This Skyline, I believe it set a sub-minute lap time on Tsukuba. I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure it did. Which is very, very impressive. Alright, let's get through this. It's the hardest mission ever. Alright, getting a little bit of an edge at the high-speed sweepers. Our fronts are starting to lose just a little bit of grip. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. Just a little enough to make it tricky. But we're running quick lap times. We should be good. We should be able to do this, the Apricot Hill race. And then I'll switch to the Clio. I'll switch to the Clio for the mid-engine challenge. And then back to this with the GTR challenge, or the GTR one-make race. I think that'll be fair, a good balance between these two cars. As to complete more of the single race events. And I think once we do that, I don't think there will be any other single race events left. I think it'll only be championships. I would have to check. I would have to check. But I think that's the case. At which point, then we just got the championships and the endurance races. So we are rapidly closing in. We are rapidly closing on 100% completion. I want to make sure I do that before the end of the year. That is my goal. And I think we are on track to do that. So we'll probably be closer on like 87, maybe 88% complete. Security truck has invisible health. So you gotta like just stop it instead of destroying it. Makes sense. You don't want to, hurt the guy inside and everything. But yeah, I can imagine that's a pain. Welcome, JB. Hope you're well. Welcome to the stream. Right now we are vibing in a skyline. A little bit quicker than I was expecting to be. I was definitely expecting the Lotus. I was definitely expecting the Lotus to really be able to, keep pace with us. But I guess not. Sorry to hear that, man. Hopefully able to get it sorted soon and everything, get the, stuff you need and all that stuff. She says I have to stop this creature. Yeah, probably best to like force it over to the side of the road or have you instead of just constantly blowing it up. And that might be what you need to do is just like basically pin it down to where it literally is just not moving and can't move. That way the guy can get out of it. I think that's probably the idea what you need to do. Alright. Very, very smooth with these corners. No issues. No issues at all. And we still got very quick lap times as well in the 113s. Despite the fact that the fronts are starting to fade just a little bit. We should be able to go to the end without needing a pit. Which is crazy for a vehicle of this level of weight. It is a little bit of a chunky boy. The Mines didn't really change a whole lot with the car with regards to the weight and everything. They got some weight reduction on some kind of bits and pieces here, but then they also reinforced the engine, added a little bit of weight as well. So it kind of balanced out to be roughly the same. They didn't really strip the interior. They didn't really change a whole lot of that aspect, because they wanted to make it as street friendly as possible for 600 horsepower. Oh, and then later goes to say, but it might be like a. It might then be a like a scripted mission. Then we have to chase it for a certain amount of time before you're then allowed to destroy it or what have you. Makes sense. Makes sense. Oh gosh, honestly for Gran Turismo 3, it sounds pretty good. Like you can kind of vaguely make out like the RB sound of the engine. I got 3 laps to go. Fronts are still good. I like how we have a Mines 1-2 as well. Got the Mines Evo behind us. Welcome, JB. Hope you're well. Yeah, we got a Mines 1-2. We got ourselves in a Mines Skyline in first place, and we got the Mines Lancer in second place. Mina is absolutely dominating the turbo car challenge. Alright, what is the good news? Very, very nice. That is a beautiful color as well, that white with the blue accents. Very, very crisp, very clean. Yeah, okay, our fronts are starting to die a little bit. Losing just a little bit of the low speed grip on the hairpin. Alright, what is this car that we're going to be lapping? Is that the Z? I think that might be the Nissan Z, the Z32. Probably. This was the last Gran Turismo game before the Nissan 350Z actually entered production. Just crazy to think about. Front tires driven different from rear. No, they're the same set. It's just the fronts weigh more than the rear because a lot more of the weight's up front, and the front's doing both steering and getting you know, the power as well. Because we are in a four-wheel drive car, so it gets more wear than the rear tires. You get more weight up front with the engine, and you get more tire wear as well because it is four-wheel drive. Gonna close and complete. Oh, nice! Hopefully able to complete it soon. Hopefully it's been an enjoyable experience. I will say probably next week I plan to start our playthrough of Ford Racing 3. And with that one, it'll probably take us more than just one single stream to get all the content, beat everything. That was crazy. We beat it in literally one sitting for Ford Racing 2. Holy moly. I was not expecting that. Nah, don't worry, we'll be fine. Our car is still mostly in good shape. Acceleration, you go. Yeah, no, we should be fine. In any event, thankfully, Gran Turismo. We'll be fine, he says. I go offline while trying to get past the back marker, and then it just understeer. That's on me. Oh well, we'll get past the Impreza sometime. It's being very slow. Completed Ford Racing. Yeah, we did it in literally a single stream. Please don't tell me you missed it. You were so excited for that too. We literally completed it in a single sitting. Or at least like we got all the Fords. I know technically we can, you know, do the Ford collection thing where we then get all the trophies there, but that's it's a little bit of a pain. It's not nearly as fleshed out as the championship modes from Ford Racing 3, I think. Ford Racing does have the GT90, does not have the F-Zero. You're thinking of, I believe, Need for Speed 2. Ford Racing 2 has a GT90, it has the Indigo, and a couple other high-end vehicles as well, like the Mustang Mach 3 and everything. I don't think that has the F-Zero. I think that is strictly like a Need for Speed vehicle, I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90% sure. Ooh, okay, we got a CTR 2. This will be good. We got a CTR 2. We got another Mina Skyline. Let's see what we can do here. So we'll have some good challenges here. I didn't watch your whole photos to stream so late, I had to sleep. Okay. Well, yeah, we completed Ford Racing 2, so the last little bits, the last like I imagine like 30-ish minutes. Yeah, it's the last couple of challenges. It was fun though. Nice little bit of extra challenge. It's kind of fun doing like a quick playthrough. Oh, the understeer is real. There we go, we got the momentum. Side by side with the roof. Although he's got that mid-drive speed. We still got the inside corner. Whoa, you turned rainbow on us. That was interesting. He got the invincibility star from Mario for a split second. Okay, yeah, keep that in third. In second gear, you're bouncing out the rev limiter. And I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Alright, let's see if we're able to push. Yeah, okay. I'm like, I thought that was a Need for Speed exclusive car. I wanted to make sure. Because sometimes I have gotten things wrong on the past, so it is good to have someone now double check. Thank you for that. Ooh, okay, this is actually a pretty good challenge. The Mines and the roof. Although it's mainly been the Mines. Mainly been the Mines that's been giving me a good fight. But we're starting to pull away. Equal vehicles. Equal vehicles has been allowing us to, you know, do decently here. Let's keep this nice and smooth through the corners. There we go. No problems, no issues. Alright, this is gonna take us a little bit longer, I think. Because this is a 15 lap race, and the lap times are a little bit longer compared to Grand Valley Speedway. Not Grand Valley, Midfield Raceway. Grand Valley Speedway, really? But we'll be fine. We'll be fine. And then from here, we'll get the oil change, do the maintenance on the vehicle, and then switch to the Clio trophy car to hopefully tackle the Ford GT40 in the midship challenge race. We should be able to do it. It's got the handling, it's got the grip to do it. It's got the decent amount of downforce as well. So I'm not super worried. I'm a little bit worried. Not super worried. Yeah, Grand Valley Speedway is very long. That's like 150s in vehicles like this. This is thankfully a lot shorter. It's like 120s. But yeah, it is going to take a little bit. Probably around like a 20-25 minutes race. That's the downside of the professional league, is the races are genuinely really long. Which, I mean, I got a love-hate relationship with. On one hand, you know, it's fun because it allows you to really, you know, have some good pit strategy and everything like that. Really, you know, test your endurance. On the other hand, it is a little bit difficult because I do try to make it, you know, as close to as balanced as possible, where we can win, but we still gotta fight for our win. Like right now, we are fighting against the Minas skyline. We are slowly pulling away, but it is a little bit closer than it was at Midfield Race, where we had a 40-second lead over second place. Here, it's a lot more balanced, I think. I will say, if I ever become like a multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire, whatever, I would love to absolutely remake Apricot Hill IRL. It'd be a fun track to have. Corey, welcome. Hope you're well. Welcome to the stream. Hope you've been good. Right now, we are in the last race of the Turbo Car Challenge at Apricot Hill Raceway in our Minas skyline, and it is serving us very well as we are going through all the sweepers, all the high-speed turns. This beast, absolutely beautiful machine. Yeah, this is a gorgeous vehicle. There we go. Down the hill to finish lap 4. 11 laps to go. Steadily chunking it down. I wonder what the last place car is. We probably see around like lap 7, lap 8, I think. We're around like the halfway, Like, we got about a half a lap lead on them. And I imagine soon people will start to pit, as Apricot Hill does genuinely do a lot of wear and tear on the tires. Just due to a lot of the high-speed sweepers. It is a genuine tire wrecker of a course. So you do need to be a little bit careful with that, I think. There we go, down the gears. Yeah, so we are pretty much exactly half a lap, because where we were is what they are now when they were where we were now, if that makes sense. So yeah, we are pretty much like exactly half a lap. But let's try to extend the gap. Let's try to really catch them back up, reel them in. I want to start seeing some blue flags. I want to start lapping some people. We're getting some good lap times as well, very consistent lap times in the 123s. Only a couple tenths difference changing here and there. So we should be good. We should be fine. Well, the 300Z's pitting. Okay, so 300Z was last place. Is it gonna be able to get out before the 6th place car passes it? That's gonna be the real question. I'm not sure about that. It was the Super. Okay, so the Super was last place. Dang, Super fanboys in shambles right now. The 1000 horsepower 2JZ engine. I mean, it is a heavy engine as well, though. Makes a lot of power, but it's a chunker. We can make this work. We will make this work. Don't y'all worry. We can do this. 20, 21. Ooh. Okay. All right. That is a huge jump in time. I will definitely take. Okay, the Mines is pitting in. And now it is the Esprit 350. Dang. Okay. So the Mines Skyline pitted in. The roof is also pitting. The roof fell off pace hard. It was quick at the very beginning, but then the added weights and the massive amount of power heading to the front wheels as well really hurt it, I think. Alright, come on. Got lots of speed here. We got lots of mobility. Schedule one place, you can do it more hard. Yeah, I can imagine, you know, probably getting a lot more difficulty, a lot more enemies and everything, more rivals as your territory expands. Alright, we're coming up on the last place car here now. Shouldn't be too hard to catch. I'm probably one more lap. Ooh, nice. Got the van. At the barn, you got multiple places so you can begin making your products. Very cool, very nice. Gives you a bit more space and probably a bit more privacy to make your stuffs. Oh, all right, we're good. We're good. A little bit of unnecessary. Yep, okay, front's just trying to die. I think probably they'll probably last us to like lap 12. I don't think it'll last us the full 15 laps here at Apricot Hill. I say that, it's done us fairly... Oh, he spun! The Supra spun! Skill issue! Skill issue! Oh, major skill issue on the Supra. that's not good. Are you able to defend yourself or preemptively take some of them out? You know, do raids on some of their compounds, blow it up, stack explosives or something. You know, because you hurt their monetary capabilities. You know, that'll probably weaken them. Get them to back off, maybe. Oh, alright, the Esprit's pitting. So the Esprit can go two more laps, I think. One more or two more laps. Okay, I haven't been keeping track. Then the Mine Skyline. So the Mine should be able to pull up more of a gap now over the Esprit. You already have a fire whip. Nice. So you can burn their crops. You can torch some of their people as well. Hit and run tactics, guerrilla warfare. Clear out the cartel. Nope, remember it is a third gear corner. Second gear, you bounce off the limiter too much. Yeah, fronts are starting to go a little bit. We're still in the 122s, which is a pretty good time. I say that as soon as we get a 123. Alright, that's not too bad. As long as we can stay in like the 122s, 123s, I'm not super worried. Yeah, I'll begin getting worried once you get into like the 124s, I think. Nah, I never heard about my customer. Well, yeah, don't hurt your customers. Just get the like the cartel members. Because then all their customers can become your customers. Yeah, okay, the fronts are definitely fading a little bit. The fronts are definitely hurting a little bit. But we're still gaining on second place. We're still pulling ahead. And we are gaining on, I believe that's 5th and 4th place up ahead. So it won't be too long till we will be up with them. Yeah, we got a little bit of curbing. Little bit of curbing. Oh, gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Alright, nice and smooth. Nice and smooth, because you gotta be smooth to conserve your tires. I say as I'm running wide. Come on, use a little bit of throttle management to get the car back to closer to the center. Nope, not how it works. Still 23s. This might be a little bit slower as well. Might be a little bit slower. Yeah, as long as we're not in the 124s, we'll be alright. I think then we'll be okay. Once we get into the 124s, though, we'll probably get into the pits. Just for a bit of a sanity check. But so far, we're doing alright. Oh, one's already pitting. 300Z is pitting. Dang, bro. Oh, 123.6. Yeah, that's a little bit slow. As long as we're not in the 124s, we're alright. If we do get into the 124s, then I'll pit. But so far, our tires are holding up. They're not doing too bad. The car is still mostly controllable, if a little bit understeery. I do need to slow down just a little bit more for these corners. Not that much more though. We're mostly fine. The Supra is pitting again. Oh, the poor Supra. Bro, the Supra is struggling hard here. Alright, come on. I wanna see what this car here is. I think this might be the CTR2. Because that's the one. We've already seen the 300Z. We've seen the Supra. I know the Minas and the Esprit are battling. So the one ahead of us has to be the CTR2, which is the dark green color car. So if we go over the crest, we should be able to see. Not quite able to see it. The sign is blocking it. But I'm pretty sure that is a CTR2. I'm like 90% sure it is. Alright, we are pulling a gap on the Minas. We are pulling a little bit of a gap on the Minas, so that's good. We are also closing in on the roof. The CTR2 should be able to do this. And we only got 2.5 laps left to go. Oh, the Minas is pitting. That means the roof is also going to be pitting. I see that dark green, totally not a Porsche there. The legally distinct Porsche. So we should be good. I'm like 90% sure we're good. Back to the right, back to the left. Yeah, you can see the roof going way to the inside. They're going to be pitting. We're mostly clean. 1, 2, 3. Yep, alright, another 123. So our tires are still good. Tires are still holding up. They're a little bit slower, but they're not that much slower. It's still quicker to go to the end, I think, versus having a pit stop, which is great. Alright, we got two more laps to go. Let's lay down some rubber. Let's do this, chat. Let's do this. Oh, alright, understeer. A little bit of understeer. Not a whole lot of understeer, but it is still noticeable. The downside of having a front-heavy forward drive car is that while high-powered vehicles like the Supra, with it only being rear-wheel drive, where the rear is more and get a little bit slidier as they go through the course, more forward drive vehicles like the Skyline get a little bit more understeery. So we do need to be a little bit cautious. Little bit cautious. Not a whole lot cautious, but just a little bit cautious. Alright, we got one more lap, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this. Let's absolutely send it. Down to the gears. There we go. Yep, no issues here. No problemos. It's got a little bit, just a little bit left. About half a lap. Or about 2/3 of a lap, anyway. 2/3 of a lap. Nah, about half of a lap. Oh, the Supra spun again. I heard it. The Supra. Bro. The same corner, too. Oh, man. Man's just having the biggest skill issues. Holy moly. That is a skill issue of all the skill issues there. '21, '22, '23, and 124 right at the very end. So that was probably going to be at the end of that lap. Or at the end of the next lap. Would have been good to actually pit. Oh, the Esprit. Ah, the Esprit beat the Minez Skyline. I was hoping for a Minez one too. Wasn't to be. But that is alright, because we're getting a car. I'm close my eyes until we get the car. I don't know what we get. Hey, speaking of the CTR2, that's what we got. Alright, that's not bad. I don't really have a use for it per se, but that's not bad at all. I will definitely take that. I will happily take that. Thank you. Grazie ragazze. Alright, let's go get a car wash. Let's go get ourselves our oil change. And then we'll switch into our Clio Cup car, or the Clio Trophy car, and do the mid-engine challenge. We got time for that. We got plenty of time for that. So let's do this. Where are you? Yes, the Clio Sport Race car, 380 horsepower. I'm gonna double check to make sure we have not the hardest tires, but like the second hardest tires. The racing slick, not the super slick. Not the medium slick, that one. That one will do us well. They'll heat up semi-quickly, but they'll still hold their power. And we got the mid-engine challenge. The race to the red emblem. Those are the last two single race events. So, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Alright, let's do Trial Mountain. Let's do that one. That'll be a good one to test to see how well this holds up. It should hold up well. The GT40, we got the C12, we got two Esprit Sports. Okay. So we got a loaded field here. I know the Ford GT doesn't pit. But we will see how well we're able to do. Hopefully we're able to, get up there with the field. We'll be down a little bit on the straights, but we'll have the speed on the corners, because we do have downforce, unlike a lot more of these road cars. So this should give us something. All right, the Zonda's at 2 seconds ahead. That's not terrible. All right, there we go. The Esprits are gone. They did a stupid. They did a melon move. So can we actually catch the Zonda? Oh gosh, okay. The GT's already 3.6 seconds ahead. I'm not too sure about this, chat. I'm not too sure about this. We may need some slight upgrades to the Clio. I don't want to upgrade it too much, so I do want to try to keep it balanced. But these cars ahead of us are genuinely just rapid. And I'm trying to keep it as balanced as possible. And that is a little bit tricky. Yeah, no. Okay. We're gonna need a little bit of a power increase, I think. Okay. We're gonna need a little bit of a power increase. Alright, 354 horsepower. That's feasible. Yeah, that should keep it fairly balanced, I think. I'm hoping that that'll be enough. I think that'll be enough. I'm like 90% sure that'll be enough of a power bump. So we're on the racing slick, so we'll have downforce. That'll help us on the straight, so we're losing the most time. And we're quick enough on the corners that I think we'll be okay. We're making more power than the Elise. So we will see. All right, still a little bit of a little bit slower off of the launch. I like how there's two 3400S's. Last race there was two Lotus Esprits. This time it's the two roofs. All right, we're a little bit quicker actually. Scratch that, we are significantly quicker. I think we can take it to the Ford GT40. I think the GT40 will be still slightly quicker than us at the start of the race. But I think we will be able to mostly take it down a peg or two at the later stage. Like I think this should be able to last us the full 10 laps. It'll be a little bit sketchy in the final lap, but by that point we should be able to catch the Ford GT. Like we're not losing a whole lot of time to it. It is fairly all right. Yeah, like it's still around 2 seconds. So this might be like the exact kind of level performance we need, I think. I am hoping. Okay, yeah, so in the twisty sections, we're already gaining time on the GT, and it's only the high speed sections where we're really significantly losing any time. I may slowly upgrade the car just a little bit. Once we have done this one and we've done Laguna as well. Because I think midfield might be a little bit tricky with that one being a lot more high speed. But I will at least test it in the current build as well. Yeah, going back to 2.8 after the long straights. So it is still faster on the straights. It's only in the twistier sections where we're really able to significantly make some ground, some leeway. All right, we're able to pull it back there. So I'm hoping. Okay, back to 2.5. That's not bad. So in the twisty section, like sector 1 and sector 2, we are very quick. It's sector 3 and sector 4 where we kind of lose a little bit of our ground on the GT. I say that. I think we gain a little bit of time there too. Because I can see them now over the crest. Okay, we're maintaining the gap. We're maintaining the gap. Our tires are still mostly in the green at the end of lap 3, so I'm thinking we'll probably be alright. Because that GT's got to be burning through its rubber as well. Yeah, okay, so we gain about half a second over the lap on the GT on average. That's not bad. We do need to be very, very careful though not to overdrive our car. And we need to make sure we make every single corner count. As soon as we kill our momentum though, we are absolutely we would be helically wrapped around a central axis. In other words, we would be screwed. We'll see, the mid-engine nature of the car is helping us a little bit. It is keeping the tire wear mostly balanced around all four corners. And we are keeping the Ford GT honest. So it is going to have to really, really set up some good lap times as well. So it might burn through its tires too, I think. Yeah, I think at Trial Mountain, this may actually be the way to do it. To get a balanced, fairly even competition between myself and the GT40. Maybe. I will say though, outside of the GT40, like none of the other cars even come close. It is literally just the Ford GT40 that just absolutely smacks you. Okay, fronts are starting to just now get into the yellow. They hold their yellow for about as long as they hold their green. Maybe a little bit longer. So we should be able to go all the way to the end. I'm like 90% sure we'll be able to go all the way to the end. And there's a slight doubt in the back of my mind that we'll be able to do that, but I'm pretty sure we will be able to go all the way to the end. I know the Ford GT is slowing up as well a little bit. So I think we were making him burn through his tires a lot quicker. Down to 1.8 seconds. We're closing the gap, chat. Once you get close enough for the suck, it's all over. Because you then won't be able to really pull ahead as much on the straights. Alright, 2.2. So that's not too bad. Alright, let's try to build back our lap times. Let's try to get just a little bit closer. I will say this is actually really exhilarating, the battle between us and the GT40. I want to know how fast it is, how much power that thing's making. Because the stock road GT40 produces like 305 or 350, somewhere in that range. But on the straights, we are so... He made a mistake! And he's sliding out wide. That's good. He's got the power to handle the higher speed sections. So it may genuinely make the midfield raceway a challenge, as that one has a lot more high speed sections. That one's gonna be tough, I think. There we go. All right, new fastest lap. Down to 1.4 seconds. So we gained 0.7 or 0.8 seconds there, somewhere in that range. Alright, we're good. There we go. We gain a lot of time there. And still, even when the slipstream, it is faster than us. But that's not that big of an issue. Because you see just how much he's sliding out now on that hairpin. Yeah, this is it. 1 or 2 more laps and it is ours. Oh, he's got to be frantic behind the wheel of that GT40. Welcome, Menk. Hope you're well. Welcome to the stream. Right now, we are in a fierce battle. It has been going on since the start of the race. A fierce battle between us and the Ford GT40 ahead. Alright, 1 second. So we gained 0.4 seconds on that lap. Oh, you can see the tire smoke as well. Oh, they're struggling. Alright, that wasn't the best line there. But I will take it. There we go, there we go. Alright, we got 3 laps to go. Oh, they ran wide. Side by side. That's fine. Give me your suck. You gonna drift wide again, buddy? Yeah, you are. There we go. Oh, yeah. You're offline there. It's gonna allow us to sneak by you here. Squeeze you to the inside. Oh, okay, don't push me off the road there. Rude. Absolutely rude there. Wow. Alright, 0.2 seconds. This is it, chat. Another little nudge. Downside is passing him though. He's got a lot of speed. And that's gonna make things very tricky. There we go. Alright, up into the lead. It's not bad, it's not bad. And we're getting the slipstream later and later on this straight here. Alright, if we played our cards right, that should give us... That should give us the lead permanently. Alright, yeah, he tried to make a move that was never gonna work. Going for a gap that was always gonna close. Oh, alright, a little bit of curbing. One more lap. Let's make this work. Come on, come on. Okay, a little bit of dirt on our tires. That's all right. That is more than okay. I think we're far enough ahead that we don't have to worry about the GT catching us on this straight. Welcome, Blood Wolf. We're on the final lap of the first race of the Midship Challenge race series. We're in the Clio Trophy. We're up against the Ford GT40. Hope you're well. Just out of curiosity, have you gotten a chance to practice Imola yet for TGT? Any word on what the time and weather conditions are going to be like? I have not gotten a chance to practice that. I'm going to do that tonight after the stream. I'm going to be putting in a whole bunch of laps. And it is going to be interesting. It is going to be tricky. Seven, 28, 29. There we go. We won by half a second. Holy moly. Okay, yeah, I think that the mid... It's gonna be 13 and dry. Damn, okay. Haven't seen a time. Hopefully dry. Hopefully high chance of it being dry. You're gonna be seeing some very quick lap times then. Oh, I don't... There's 2 GT40s? Are you kidding me? Alright, look, it is Laguna though. Laguna's a technical track that really benefits the cornering ability of the cars. You don't really need a whole lot of power. There's 2 GT40s. I can't believe that. That's fine. We got the handling that should be able to, you know, make it work. Yeah, the Zonda. Watch your rejoin. 5-second penalty. The Zonda unsafe rejoin. Okay. It's gonna be 8 p.m. Okay. It is gonna be a night race at Imola. Oh gosh. All right. All right. I gotta get back up ahead of the Zonda. Yeah, you don't like getting sent wide. That's oh, he spun around. Oh, we have completely ruined that Zonda's race. I'm hoping I'm able to do well. I'm basically on high stress recovery mode after Brands Hatch, so I need every advantage I can get. 5-second gap. Jeez. All right, we're gonna see if we can't get that a little bit closer. Yeah, 5-second gap. I know. No. Okay. So we need probably a little bit more power to keep pace with the GT40s. Okay, that's gonna be tricky. But that's fine. That's fine. We got time. We got capability to do that. The Zonda didn't run us out wide. We probably wouldn't have lost a full second there. Because that hurt our momentum up the hill. So we need to be ahead of the Zonda for that. Alright, next stage turbo kit. Oh, that's such a huge increase in power though. Fine, I'll take it. I'm trying to get it, you know, as close to balance as possible. It's very difficult when your opponent cars are attuned. You don't know exactly to the extent that they are tuned. So you're just trying to guesstimate. All right, 2 GT40s again. So that's gonna be our life, I think. That's gonna be our life. Is two GT40s for this race. So now that we turboed our Renault V6, let's see what we can do with it. Alright, well the one GT40 is getting caught in traffic. The Esprit is doing Esprit things. The Zonda at least didn't go wide that time. He needs a brake for that corner. Okay. He's still got straight line speed here. A little bit of a nudge. Alright, GT is 2 seconds ahead. And yeah, the extra power of the turbo does help as well. I'll go mineral, I can try to hit that corner. Yeah, it's tricky in the Merc. You gotta get it like just right, and even then you gotta like, you know, be a little bit cautious. Basically, I set my car up to take that corner specifically, just because it's such a high risk corner. And so, despite the fact that I could probably run faster lap times in quali trim, with the brake bias for the rearward, I do set my brake bias a bit more towards the front to better cope with the downhill sweeper that goes into heavy braking zone that is Agua Minerale. It's so easy to get the track cut there as well. Oh gosh, the other 4 GTs catching us. Alright, we need to start gaining time. 3.3 seconds. We're gonna start building that back, don't you worry. Although the sheer speed of the GT40s is a little bit ridiculous. Like, my brother in Christ. What kind of power are they actually making? They are genuinely so much faster than anything else you can race against. And while I do have my own GT40, and I could try to upgrade it as well, or to figure that out, I kind of don't want to. It feels wrong to, like, modify a Ford GT, you know? It feels almost wrong. Come on. Well, see, the thing is, I don't necessarily, like, downshift at the first turn of Agua Minerale. I keep it in the same gear. I just do, like, a half lift. And then I brake once I'm kind of more going in a straight line. I basically kind of use the curve to the left as a reference point. But it is a very tough corner. That's probably one of the tougher corners in the entirety of Assetto Corsa Competizione. Definitely one of the tougher corners in general. He's 3 seconds ahead now. Come on, I need to close that gap. I need to close that gap, and I need to do it now. Yeah, the Variante curves are not that tough, but you still need to watch out for the track cuts as well. Oh gosh, come on. The only upside is I know the GT40 does kill its tires a little bit. It doesn't pit, but it goes to its tires quick enough that you don't. Maybe later on it'll start hurting. 2.7 seconds. I say that as I run wide here. Nine, 20, 21, 22. Okay, that's a little bit quicker. Jeez, still only a 10th. If it wasn't starting in the very first place, I'd be okay. But these GT40, the GT40s, when they start at the very front, it gets tough. Yeah, I can probably imagine. It's, you know, it's not as downforce dependent as the other LMPs. Believe it or not, I believe it's roughly around like GT3 downforce dependent. So you could probably raise the suspension up a decent amount. Oh, it did not like that corner at all. Come on, I need to gain a lot of time in a very short number of laps. This isn't working. 21, 22. Okay, so we're keeping pace now. Yeah, they are still lighter than a GTA 3, I think. But in terms of like downforce, they're not like that much more downforce dependent. Come on, I need to get faster. I am pulling a little bit of a gap on the GT40 behinds. But the GT40 up front, it's tough. It is genuinely tough. Okay, that was a major amount of time gain there. So we're probably losing a bit of time at the corkscrew, I think. That's not bad. So that's what, like 2 seconds, like 1.5 seconds faster than like GT3 times, I think, right? I think like the record for GT3s is like what, like 29s. Okay, lost probably a little bit of time there. All right, that's not too bad. Yeah, that gained us a lot of time there. Hold time for GT3 is 31.7. Okay. That's not bad for a bronze driver. Holy moly, that's pretty good. Okay, 1.422. Okay, we are gaining. Come on. We can do this, chat. The fact that the GTs are outrunning a near like 450 horsepower car is a little bit crazy. Makes me genuinely scared. to see what kind of power they actually have. Because even now, like on the uphill, they're still pulling. They're still pulling away. We got 2.5 laps left. Okay, not the best line through there. We made it work though. We made it work. We're still gaining on the GT40 ahead. What should fasten sound with this? Yeah, I can imagine, depending on the BOP and everything, the rear engine nature really handles those twisties pretty well. I still personally don't like rear engine cars that much, but you know, it is what it is. Just look at that speed difference. He's passing us like we're staying still. Thankfully, we were able to go deeper on the brakes than he can, but like, dude is crazy. Dude is genuinely crazy. Alright, come on. Let's see if we can't hold you off for a lap and a half now. That's not the way to do it. Alright, full throttle through here. Don't even need the lift. We don't have that much power. We're cutting a little bit too much of that corner there, I think. Yeah, I saw that 11 kilograms belt. I mean, that makes sense. You know, the track usually does benefit front engine cars. So I'm not super worried about that. That is about par for the course. That's about what I was expecting. All right, we got one more lap. Can we make this work? Can we get this sorted? Gosh, the even higher speed midfield raceway. That's gonna be tough. We may legit need the last turbo upgrade for that. We probably will. Yeah, we will. We'll do that. We'll do that. Yeah, if your setup's doing that, you gotta completely fix it. Like I said, traction control is your friend. It'll help you save your tires. I prefer mine a little bit more neutral, if maybe slightly understeery. Especially on a track like Imola, where the cost of spins, or the cost of, you know, all that stuff is a lot more, a lot higher. Because you're not gonna really be making a whole lot of overtakes on track, I think. Maybe into turn 1, but that's kind of about it. I don't know, personally, and Haimo can sue me for this, I think Haimo's shit. Like, the people at Haimo Jenny don't know what the fuck they're doing. You can quote me on that. Like, the Go setups I like in the dry, but the wet setups are terrible. The CDA setups are pretty good all around, but not quite as good in the dry as the Go setups. Haimo, I have literally never met a single Haimo setup for like any vehicle that I've actually enjoyed driving. It's squishy, it's unstable, it's shit. It is shit. It'll always be shit. That's not a major increase in power. This will probably help us enough at midfield, I think. But yeah, Haimo, I don't like. If I paid money for that, I would request a refund. Legitimately. I have never met a Haimo setup that I actually enjoyed. There's some that are like mediocre and I can drive if someone's adamant about using a Haimo setup in like an endurance race. But dear Lord in heaven, there is, like, in a solo event, I would never I would never use a high-mo setup. Watch my fair enough, yeah. I apologize. Just as someone who has driven quite a few high-mo setups, I don't get the hype. I don't get the hype. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it, like a single dollar being spent on it. Doesn't matter if you kind of, I mean, kind of. But again, it's one of those things where it's, I will take it if the other person is adamant about driving that vehicle with that setup, and they feel comfortable with it. I can at least learn that. But like in a solo event, I would still take a Go or like a CDA setup over that 100% of the time. High-mo setups basically turn every car into the Ferrari F14T, where it manages to both understeer and oversteer at the same time. Which is genuinely impressive that they're able to script the car that much. Like, you almost have to be actively trying, or just setting modifiers at random to get a vehicle like that in ACC, I think. But I know that's enough of me bashing Hymo. Last thing I want is a cease and desist letter from the legal team or whatever, or what have you. But hey, they can suck 11. Okay, so I think the final turbo kit may have been a little bit excessive. The final turbo kit may have been a bit excessive. To be fair, I was not expecting the 4 GT to not start in first. Had it started in first, we probably would have needed the turbo kits. But right now, we are pretty alright. I mean, you heard what I did to the Ferraris in first one. Yeah, but that's Forza Horizon now. That's like, you know, you're not necessarily, you know, trying to go for like the crazy lap times and everything. A lot of it is like drift and rally raid builds. Oh, the fact you didn't get to, true. Not yet, anyway. Hello, Ferrari legal team. Nice and smooth through the corners, very nice. Yeah, I think I think we did a little bit of overkill here. We did just the tiniest bit of overkill. But that's alright, because I don't think our tires will last a full 15 laps. We may need to change, like around like lap 12, maybe. We will see. Look, the previous two races were so difficult. I figured this one, with it being a lot more high-speed sections, would have a significantly higher, you know, the 4 GTs would be even quicker. But genuinely, like, no, like, because they're not starting in first place, we're actually able to be quite competitive. Because the AI in this game is not good at overtaking at all. And the Zondas, as slow as they are in the corners, they're very quick on the straight, so that even the GTs had trouble passing them. By Ferrari intelligence agency. Maybe back in the early 2000s. Nowadays, I ain't too sure about that. I mean, Ferrari's last constructor's title was 2008, and their last driver's title was 07. You know, that is almost 2 decades away. Like, when I was a kid, I was watching them win on the TV and everything. And now I'm almost 30, and I'm like, next year is our year, TM. Yeah. Look, I'm still a Ferrari fan, just like I'm still a Williams fan as well. Williams because I like rooting for the privateer underdogs. And Ferrari because, well, I grew up with Ferrari. I grew up with the Michael Schumacher years. I grew up with, you know, the V10 Ferraris and everything. And the later V8 Ferraris as well, being super competitive. But, yeah. It just wasn't meant to be. I've come closer quite a few times, but just never. No cigar. No cigar. 2000s era Ferrari. Yeah, exactly. Ah, man, I miss. Believe it or not, my favorite era of F1 was actually the V8 era from, what was it, 06, I believe, to 2013. That was my favorite era. So most of the years, you had a lot of really cool stories, a lot of really cool developments. You had the Ferrari and McLaren rivalry in 07 and 08. You had Braun GP in 09 with the early lead with their technical expertise and the aerodynamics. And then the later teams eventually trying to rapidly catch back up. Whereas the Braun was trying to hold on to as many points as possible. You had 2010 with the multiple different people that could win the championship down to the very last race at Abu Dhabi, the surprise Vettel champion. You had 2011 and 2013 were a little bit of a Vettel dominance years, but still wasn't too bad. And then you had 2012 where you had what, seven different race winners in 7 different races. Like, that was genuinely really cool. Welcome, Bantua. Bantuatha? Bantuatha, I think that's how you pronounce it. Respect to GT7, I'll be a final place for a GT8. Regret the similar vibe by the 4.5. One can hope, right? Although I am excited for Yas Marina and Circuit Villeneuve. Absolutely love racing those tracks. I really hope we get more like endurance races as well for Respect 3. Or at the very least, like more like championships and everything to really like capitalize on like some of the faster vehicles. But I'm hoping that the next one is you know, it is a good one. GT7, I have a love-hate relationship with that game. And it's the 06 model. Oh, nice. Okay, so once it has a little bit of the area upgrades and everything. But yes, the Mina is GTR. Ooh, a little bit nice here. We were driving that earlier in the stream. Hopefully, honestly, I'd love to see the an event from Gran Turismo 4 come back. The Tune Car Grand Prix, because we have so many like tuned cars in GT7 that have like the label of tuner car. It would be cool. It would be genuinely cool to have like a race specifically for like just the tuned cars. We gotta take like one of them and use that. But the Mercury in F1 was, yeah. It was a bit unfortunate that the Merc dominance. I mean, that's a bit vague. Can you give me a little bit more detail on that? The design flaw. Alright, I think next lap we will pit. Because our tires are fading a little bit. Getting a little bit of understeer. But yeah, I am genuinely hoping that Gran Turismo 8, you know, is a return to form. Gran Turismo 7 was a major misstep, I think. And I hope GT8 is much more. They basically just make it like Gran Turismo 3 or 4, I think. Where you have a much more open-ended career mode and everything. Give us like the prize course for the race wins and all that stuff, like normal. And let us go about it at our own pace. None of the like the level force level grinding like 5. None of the stars like in 6. None of the linear progression like in 7. Genuinely, just give us, you know, more of what people love the most. But like with the updated physics, with the updated graphics, with the, you know, new car roster, maybe some new specialty events. You know, you use your creativity for that. You have the variable weather, you know. They have, like, you know, the much larger grid sizes they can do, and the time progression of most of the tracks. They can do endurance races much better than they did in, like, Gran Turismo 3 or 4. But, like, the longest races are, like, an hour long. With, like, the crazy sped up time. To where the track could be completely dry, like, for half a lap, and then completely flooded the next, and then can be completely dry the next lap. With how fast they have the time sped up. Which throws all strategy out the window and basically just makes it an RNG. And then also, you know, it's, you know, it makes it so you're just constantly changing tires to react instead of to, like, strategize ahead of time. They didn't send the airflow for the cooling. Ah, right. Like with Bottas at Monza. Yeah, Bottas at Monza, I think it was, that had the major overheating issue. Yeah. I mean, when you don't have to worry about traffic most of the time, as well as with F1 blue flag rules, you're not gonna really deal with a whole lot of interrupted airflow all that much. But yeah, honestly, I have been liking the ground effect era, the new ground effect era though. It's been some pretty solid performance and everything. Like so fast. Well, also, you know, you sacrifice some of that cooling to be faster, right? So it's one of those things where it's like, well, we could get a little bit more cooling, but then we might actually be at risk of being overtaken by our rivals. Or we could sacrifice some cooling. We could sacrifice some cooling, be even quicker, and not need that extra cooling. So they did that. I mean, it makes sense from a logical point of view, but like, when your opponents catch up and everything, it makes it much more tricky. Sakura, welcome. Hi guys, how have you been? Were you surprised about Alpine winning on Saturday? A little bit, yeah. At Fuji, yeah, I was pretty surprised about that. I wasn't able to really watch a whole lot of the race. I watched the highlights. I have to watch the race later, sometime this week. But I watched the highlights. But I was at a Moto America race at New Jersey this weekend. That was so much fun. I got a little bit sunburned, but it was good. Got to watch all kinds of motorcycles and everything. It was super exciting. Absolutely love it. If you're American based and you live close to a track where Moto America goes to, highly recommend it. It's one, it's super cheap. Two, you get like all access to like the paddock and everything. So you get to like see the teams working on the bikes and everything. And three, the battles are genuinely like really close as well. And you get to see those bikes just absolutely kill it. It is super cool. Definitely recommend watching. It is like it is a vibe. It is a party atmosphere. It is just fun. I like it a lot. I was more surprised that Peugeot came and said, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that." That is true. The French did very well in Japan, surprisingly. A little bit of understeer. A little bit more understeer. That will be fine. We got 3 laps to go. We're on grippy tires again. Yeah, the Alpines are surprisingly solid. But yeah, the Peugeots were a surprise one, I think. It's a bit of a shame with Toyota. I was really hoping Toyota could do a lot better. But Toyota's been struggling. Partially due to the sheer amount of BOP they've had. And just partially just due to like some team mistakes and everything as well. I was really hoping that with the everything going on that they would do, you know, well. But wasn't meant to be. Wasn't meant to be. Oh, here we go. Lap car. Alright, let's get past the Lotus Esprit 350. Gotta get past this. Nice and smooth. Bonk off the wall. There we go. We can bash you here. Yeah, the Lotus is very understeer, I think. Feels like Toyota fell off a cliff this year. They had such a strong... Yeah. Bit unfortunate, man. But I am absolutely excited. I don't know. Racing's been in a fairly good spot, I think, this whole year. Like, you know, F1's been pretty alright. IndyCar started out with a bit of a dominance, but they eventually kind of got into a bit more of you know, mixed winners and everything later on. And next year they have a returning venue at Phoenix and a new venue at in Texas. Caddy Chris still exists. Yeah, unfortunately so. Yeah, that's one thing that's annoying is the BOP. Like, I get what they have it and everything to make the field equal, but sometimes it feels like it's not really that equal. It feels like you're, you know, they kind of almost pick and choose. Like the times aren't exactly as equal as they should be, I think. The Aston did surprisingly alright as well. There we go. One more lap, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this. Let's kick butt. Come on. Not too much further. Not too much further. Got good speed. Good grip. No problems, no issues. Half a lap to go. Let's kick butt. Let's kick it to the end. I think Hyundai's gonna do. I'm hoping they do well. I'm a little bit worried about engine reliability. The fact that they're using basically two WRC engines kind of fused together. Ford, I think, will do pretty well. They got a lot of experience in endurance racing already with the Mustangs. They probably have a weak start, a lot of growing pains, I think. But I think by like their third year, they should be definitely, like, you know, consistently winning races in like IMSA and probably getting some really good results in WEC as well, I think. I'm pretty sure. If I were to hazard a guess. There we go, there's the Tommy Kyra. Number 6 Porsche 649 the last race. And we went to the Constructors Championship over and overtake for ooh. Nice. That's gonna be cool to see. Like the Porsche Ferrari battles are really awesome. Reminiscent of like the 70s, you know, Ferrari versus Porsche there. Bit of a shame. Did Forever make I don't think Forever made a Group C machine. I don't think so. I don't think so. Anyway, let's get back into Mina's Skyline. Let's do this. Oh, I should probably save. We have done a lot. Game status. 86.8. Alright. That's not bad at all. I would take that. 86.8. Alright. The GTR race now. The race of the red emblem. We got Special Stage, Route 11. We got Grand Valley Speedway. We got Tokyo Route 240. That's some long-ass tracks. Alright, let's do this. Probably got time for maybe 2 races, depending on how many laps we got here. 10 laps, alright. Let's see how well this fares against other GTRs. But yeah, these are gonna be long races then, so probably next time we stream this game, we'll start with the GTR races, the race of the red emblem, and I think then we'll do the special stage on nights this coming Sunday. Whoa! You were never making that corner, my dude. What was that dive? Last race is secure, right? I think. I have to double check. But it would make sense, you know, with it getting kind of colder weather and everything, heading back to like the, you know, the Middle East and everything like that. I will say, as much as people can, you know, talk about like the Middle East and everything and the sports washing that happens there and all that stuff, I will say, one thing I do like about those races is the fact that they're almost entirely like night races. So you get to see the high-powered lights on the cars, how it reflects and everything. You get to see the cool liveries almost like pop and become like fluorescent, just bright and vibrant, and that is so cool. I really like that. I wish Coda had that. Version is that Unity owners that passed him out in auto. It was one of them, it seems like. Holy moly. What was that dive? That they were never gonna make that corner. They were never gonna make that corner. Alright, good so far. Alright, we got clean laps. This will probably be about a 20-minute race, so we can probably do this one, and then like maybe one more, maybe Tokyo Route 246. Against the driver TGT. Reminds me of a few drivers in TGT. But we will discuss that out of stream, I think. Yeah. Here we go. Very nice, very smooth. Yeah, this thing is fun to drive though. Believe it or not, for some reason, like the Mine Skyline has served us very well. We were able to do the Super Speedway 150 miles in it. The turbo challenge, and now we're doing the race of the red emblem, and being very competitive. I was not expecting that. I was expecting it to be a hard-fought battle, as usually the cars in the Womack races are pretty heavily tuned. And this, while it does have some decent power, it doesn't exactly have like a whole lot of weight savings. I had an open lobby once where someone tried to dive me into... Yeah, there are some corners that, and this is where I disagree heavily with Jimmy Broadbent in his sim racing stories. He's like, no, you can definitely pass like anyone in like any corner and everything like that. No, you can't. There are certain corners where the gap was always going to close, where you were almost always going to have like maybe one line max. I heavily disagree with his statement there on that one. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Game Over Tapes, welcome. Doing pretty good. I just got back yesterday from a Motor America race. Got to see some motorcycles going very, very fast. It was my wife's first motorcycle race as well, and she absolutely loved it. So I might see if I can't take her again next year, as it is basically like a weekend trip. So that'll be really, really fun. I think, you know, don't have to worry too much about the whatchamacallits, you know, you need to taking any days off or anything like that. Just leave work Friday, hit the road, get to the hotel, get dinner, and then you know, all that stuff. Example, oil show hairpin on Alton Park. There's no way you're gonna have to pass that. Which one is that one? Which turn is that one? Is that the banked hairpin? That might be the banked hairpin. I've made passes there, but you have to basically force a mistake. You basically have to force a mistake or get someone to go late on the brakes. And then you take the inside, because that has more banking. Yonder. Oh, alright, a little bit of wheel spin there. Gotta be gentle on our tires. The four-wheel drive Skyline does absolutely chew through them. We gotta be a little bit careful. What other things happening with racing games lately, Isaac? Ooh, okay. So let's go down the list then. It's like, I really wish WC adds Hawkeye and Silverstone, Sebring, Evergreen. I mean, that is a lot of races for the schedule. But it'd be cool to have, it'd be definitely cool to have either like one of those added. Definitely either Hockenheim or Nürburgring. Welcome, Mr. Midnight. I hope you're well. Oh, sorry, welcome, Midnight. But what do you think of happening in racing games lately? Okay, so let's go down the list. Forza Horizon 6, set in Japan. Genuinely really cool. Hope they actually capture like the Japanese vibe, and isn't just kind of like the similar, samey map. Where it was, you know, kind of wide roads, massive open spaces, you know, all that stuff. I think people are kind of tired of that type of map. I think if you make the map, you know, more like tarmac roads and everything, less like the cross-country rubbish, I hope and pray that it's a lot more like, you know, it actually feels like Japan. But Japan doesn't exactly have like wide open fields and spaces for the most part. Like, Japan is a lot of like mountains and a lot of like, you know, dense urban sprawl. Which can work in an open world racing game. You just have to like really, really change it up, I think. But I'm hoping that they make it, you know, not just the barren open world kind of countryside type of, you know, you don't even need to use the roads. Roads are optional. Just get in the rally car and just full throttle, smashing through everything. Straight line to the other side of the map type of deal. Yeah, I'd love to see a lot of like actual mountain passes as well, where it's tight, twisty, like 2-lane wide, you know, roads and everything, making it very tricky to get through. I think people would genuinely love that type of stuff. Gran Turismo 7, Spec 3. Genuinely cool seeing what they're adding, the 2 new tracks I'm excited for. Absolutely love Gilles Villeneuve as well as Yas Marina. I really hope they add some actual races, like a lot more actual races, that especially use a lot more of like the other vehicles in the game, especially the historic cars, making, you know, special classes for those and everything. And like special events that do utilize the different like tiers and like eras and years of historic vehicles. One, because I genuinely love racing historic cars, and two, it gives us something to do with like the vehicle. You know, actually gives us stuff to do with those vehicles. Oh, there goes the Skyline again. So it's mainly been talking about Spectre. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the biggest news right now, I think. Hopefully they have a good cultural insult on weather if Mexico did not like. Papa Fernando, Vocho, amigo. Like, bruh. If Forza Horizon 6 got announced, you know, I'm not gonna say anything. To be fair, you beat me by like about an hour for actually posting the teaser. I saw and I was like, oh hey, I should post it, and then I realized, oh, you already posted it like an hour before me. So you beat me on that front. But oh my gosh, I didn't even play Forza Horizon 5, but I've seen other streamers play it, and like the story missions or whatever with that. Like, there is more to Mexican car culture than just the Beetle. Please. I am begging you. I'm not even Latino, and like, I know that Mexican car culture's got more than that. If you want to add like, you know, unique customization and like unique things, do things like the lowriders. That'd be cool. Do you know, like the crazy like rally raid builds and everything. Add in like the motorsport tie-in with like the Baja 1000 and the Baja 500 and everything like that. Get the crazy Baja trucks. Have that be part of like, you know, part of like the cultural identity as well. Like just all that stuff. No, Papa Fernando Vocho. Back to the skinning K cars. Yeah, at least they get actually getting like, you know, vehicles that are unique to Japan and everything. That is good. Hopefully we get to have a lot more of like, you know, the cultural, you know, automotive tie-ins and everything for like that region. That would genuinely be really, really cool. But gosh. oh gosh. But there is more to Mexican car culture than the Beetle. I'm not even like one of those like, you know, cultural sensitive types or whatever. That's like, you know, tries to tone police everything or whatever. But like, my dude, that's it feels very like plastoid. Like they basically were like, all right, they just Googled most common car in Mexico. All right, Beetle. What is Beetle called in Mexico? Vulture. All right. Random Latino first names. Awesome. Cool. There, we're done. Forza Horizon 6 will make me feel like a look. Yeah. I am excited. I'm hoping it's good. Seems to be super good or not. I'm hoping it's good, but given the quality of actual Simpsons, my hopes aren't high. Kind of funny they added the Suru years at the game. Yeah, like add like Mexican, unique Mexican only like regional vehicles. Like brah. There's plenty of options, but no. So we got Forza, we got Gran Turismo. What's next? Oh, Tokyo Extreme Racer. Super excited that that's now has a full release. Really, really cool. I've been seeing other people play through it and everything like that. But see you guys. Alright, take care, blow up. You have a great night, alright? So, honestly, I'm really hoping that this gets enough financial success that that they're able to, you know, make another Tokyo Extreme Racer, maybe like a drift spin-off or whatever, and like alternate like every 2 years, do one, then another 2 years, and do another. Give enough time to develop it, enough time to you know, build that up and everything. Because honestly, especially with Need for Speed kind of on a hiatus, on ice, potentially dead, potentially being mummified, like Tokyo Extreme Racer has a chance to be like the tuner culture street racing game. Which is crazy to think about, that in the year of our Lord 2025, Need for Speed is dead and Tokyo Extreme Racer is alive and kicking ass. Like, if you told freaking 15-year-old me that back in high school, right, that Tokyo Extreme Racer would be it would be alive in 2025 and Need for Speed would be dead, I would have asked you what kind of controlled substances you want and where can I buy it at a good price. Because That's unthinkable. If a new Burnout game ever gets announced, it might suck. Honestly, I hope for a new Burnout game. That'd be really cool. Or if not a Burnout game, like a genuine like spiritual successor to Burnouts. And not like Dangerous Driving. Dangerous Driving is pretty... I've tried it. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of it. The handling just feels absolutely broken in that game. Whatever happens to EA does not sound good at all. Yeah. And it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. Number 3 Fields Entertainment is making a scout. Yeah. Oh, Recreation. Yeah, I am curious about that one too. It almost feels like kind of like an awkward mix between like Burnouts and like Flat Out 2, kind of, or like Wreckfest. Like kind of like those three games, Wreckfest, Flat Out 2, and like Burnout. It's like that kind of like mix between those three games, I think, which could genuinely be really cool. Speaking of Wreckfest, a new update came out semi-recently, adding some new vehicles and all that stuff. Genuinely pretty cool. I really hope they speed up development a little bit. Maybe Trackmania. Oh yeah, a little bit. I'm not as familiar with Trackmania, but a little bit of Trackmania as well. Yeah, it's like those four games kind of like put into a blender. And then, you know, yeah. That's an interesting one. I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping it's good. Yeah, like for me it's kind of Burnout mixed with Flat Out. But yeah. But it's definitely peak of the franchise. Yeah, I've not played a whole lot of Trackmania, so I don't have the best frame of reference. What else? See, yeah, Need for Speed I'm kind of scared of, but I mean, it's not like it can go that much lower. Like, it's already kind of dead. And Unbound, I know a lot of other people really liked Unbound. I personally didn't. It felt like a half step forward and like 4 steps back from Need for Speed Heat. Granted, I will fully admit I have not played a whole lot of the online mode, so maybe the online mode was like the saving grace of that game. But I've played the single player mode like twice, and both times it's just I don't like. It somehow feels more rushed at the same time slower paced than Heat. Because you don't really have a whole lot of time to like really grind up to get like, you know, the fun vehicles you actually like and everything. It feels more like you're like, alright, weak. But in the same token, like the nights and the days go by so slowly because half the time you're playing Solid Snake. You're playing Solid Snake with the cops because they spawn so frequently, and they're not difficult. They're just an annoyance. And the fact that Heat carries from the night to the day, or the day to the night, like it completely kills the point of the day-night cycle. If they either had Heat refresh between night and day, or day and night, sorry, or like they had significantly more like different events, like they had like the Speed Runner Showdown type of thing with Heat, that at least makes more sense. But like the way it goes, you do like 2 or 3, you know, high enough paying events during the day, you get your Heat up to like Heat level 3, you go to nighttime, and then you grind out the rest there, because the nighttime pays more than the daytime anyway. And it just feels... It feels like it kind of completely defeated the purpose of the day-night cycle in Heat. That's the thing. That's kind of the thing with like the modern era of the Need for Speed games, is they add features and then almost immediately make them kind of like irrelevant in like the very next game, right? Like in 2015, you know, they added you know, all like the different types of like drift events and everything like that, which was genuinely really cool. It created like basically like a whole new bunch of different ways to like, you know, do the drifting events. Yeah, the Gymkhana, which added stunts like jumps and everything like that, and donuts. You had the drift trains, where you had to like go in with like a group of people and everything. You had the Toge, where it was basically like a mix of drifting and racing, and that was genuinely really cool. It was dampened by a little bit by the handling and physics and everything of that, but it was genuinely really cool. And then comes Payback, and they got rid of most of that. You only have just the standard drift events, and it's kind of disappointing, because then all the drift events kind of feel, well, samey. You know, you're doing it solo. You have basically just I believe just a set score to beat. You're not even really competing against other people per se. It feels very you know, disjointed, where it feels kind of dead. And then but it did add the off-road, and it added, you know, the much more revamped drag racing, which was genuinely really cool, because that was two new unique modes that played differently, that added variety to the game, added variety to the different cars you could build, and made certain vehicles genuinely really useful. And then Heat came along, and despite the fact that Heat has a lot more straightaways that would make for great drag tracks, as well as having some decent off-road areas as well, Heat basically sidelined the off-road races to like a tiny little story section, if that, and there's not a whole lot of them. And then also like it sidelined the drift events even more, to the point where you barely even need to do them, which is sad, because basically means every race now is then a circuit or a point-to-point basically for most of the playthrough, which kind of limits your vehicle choices really. And then also like it completely did away with drag events. You still got drag built like modification parts and everything, like drag tires, which ironically make it better for drifting, because of course it does. And then like you get all of that, like the customization to build a drag car, but there's no point in building a drag car because there's no drag events. So you do that, you actively making your vehicle worse. Oh yeah, and I got rid of the speed cross too, which was like, you know, basically built as like a DLC for, you know, Payback. That was genuinely fun. I genuinely enjoyed the speed cross DLC for Payback, even if it was a bit short and you kind of forced you to, you know, a certain vehicle for most of the actual story of it. But like, still, I thought it was cool. And then like, I don't know, but at least Heat brought like the day-night cycle. We have like the sanctioned events during the day and the illegal events at night, which allowed you to, you know, separate the game into two separate parts with separate progression. That really made, you know, the day and night feel different from each other, which was a cool vibe. And it did open the possibility of them potentially expanding the daytime for like basically how Gran Turismo Sport and Gran Turismo 7 do their daily races, where you have certain classifications of cars, or certain like event regulations that they could have done for those daytime races. That way not everyone is driving like the Porsche RSR. You could have one for like 1 week could be like the American Muscle Car Week, and it'll be like a speedler specifically for like the American muscle cars on like these tracks. Now would get people to, you know, try out different builds and everything, build up the garage to like those types of cars. Another week could be like, you know, like the convertible week. So you're only driving like, you know, open top roadsters and everything. Another week could be, you know, air-cooled engine vehicles. So you're driving like the Porsche RSR or the Beetle, that type of stuff. Another one could be front-wheel drive vehicles only. One for like rotary engine vehicles. Like they had a lot they could do with the variety in the vehicle list and the fact that the daytime races were technically sanctioned. And I feel like that would have been really, really cool. Add like an extra like bonus, cash bonus type of thing, or like unique vinyls to people who place in the podium for those. And that would be pretty cool. That would get people to do it, I think. And that would keep the online going. That would get people, you know, constantly interact with each other. As opposed to, you know, even when it's like opening week when I played it. Like, it's... You try to join a race with someone and be like, nah, I don't want to, I don't race solo. Like, but what's the point of, you know, going online and being with other people? It seems kind of silly. Can't wait for the insignia to get burned up, bring it back online. Solo 360 Revenge, but oh, that would be so cool. I would love this. I'd love to be able to see what. Because unfortunately, I played the PS2 version, and I didn't really get a chance to play it online because you know PS2 online's kind of sketch. I would love to get a chance to actually play that online. That would be so much fun, man. And but like they started the day-night cycle, so they could expand upon that in the next game. And then in the very next game, they made the day-night cycle pretty much worthless. They got rid of the pretty much the entirety of the off-road races as well. So the off-road takes even more of a backseat. Drag racing, with the exception of online, is gone completely again. Drifting barely shows up, with the exception of the take-up events. His Super Burnout 3 is back online. Ooh. I have to figure out how to do that then. I would love to be able to do that. That'll be really, really fun. I never got a chance to do that back when I was a kid. Mainly because my house didn't get Wi-Fi until like 2011. We had kind of wired internet connection prior to that. I think. I think I have some restrictions or something. I'll have to check that out then. Thank you. Alright, yeah, this is doing pretty solidly actually. And then next time we stream this game, we'll do the Social Stage Route 11 finale of the race of the Red Emblem, and then we'll do the Social Stage Route 11 again for the all nights. We'll do only night racing maybe. And then, but after that, we'll only have what, two endurance races. The Laguna is like at 200 miles, and then what, the Rome 2 hours. I think the whole resource channel for sure getting online. That's true. I may have just had a brain fart and not remembered that one specifically. But it is a little bit frustrating how, especially modern Need for Speed, is basically like, we made this cool feature, we spent all this time and resources making this cool feature, and then in the very next game they're like, and we're not doing that again. Like, why? It was it was like one of the better parts of the game. Why did you remove it? This doesn't make much sense. People were kind of silly. They're a little bit silly. Yeah, we're making good progress. We're halfway through the race. 10 more, probably 9 more minutes, maybe 10. I also like how this is a race of the Red Emblem, but you have a Skyline GTST, which isn't a GTR racing here. They could have called it the Skyline race, but nope. Nope. It is the race of the Red Emblem. Oh well. Oh well. Gotta be nice and smooth through here. Nice and calm, nice and collected. Welcome back, Game Over Tapes. Hope you well. Right now, we're in the final race of the night in Tokyo. They wonder if we know how they live in Tokyo. If you see it, then you mean it, then you know you have to go. Fast and Furious. Drift, drift. Fast and Furious. I like that song. It's so cheesy, it's so corny, but I love it. I love it. I love it dearly. Welcome back. Indeed, welcome back. Oh, alright, gotta be nice and calm here. Haven't heard that one in a while. Welcome back, Forge Open GT. But yeah, we got one more race. 4 laps ago. 4 laps ago. We're running really consistent times as well, all things considered. Like in the 141s for 3 laps in a row. Literally only, you know, what, 3 tenths difference between lap 4 and lap 6. It's not bad. Like I like the consistency I'm able to do in the hard tires. Just lap after lap, hitting, you know, the right braking points, getting the right, you know, the corner entry and everything. The fact that adding Montreal and Yasmirina just dawned on me and I lost. I know, I am super excited for that. I'm hoping as well we get the rallycross track for Yas Marina. We got the rallycross track for Barcelona, right? So there is historical precedent there. So I am hoping that we get the rallycross track for Yas Marina. I'm not back, I was just watching all the... Ah, I see. Ooh, a 140. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yeah. I hope so. I hope we get a lot of night races on it as well, because being able to see the hotel, especially with Gran Turismo 7 graphics, like reflecting on the cars, holy moly. Nuts. I'm glad I didn't have to play Forza for my ass, Marina. That is true too. I mean, you could also play the F1 games. What other games are they in? Oh yeah, Project Cars 3. Yeah, maybe not Project Cars 3. Was Yas Marina in Project Cars 2? I know Refrain was. Was Yas Marina in Project Cars 2? I'm trying to remember. It's been forever since I played that game. I remember Refrain being in Project Cars 2. And Project Cars 2 is genuinely actually a really good simcade. I enjoy that quite a bit. Was Yas Marina in that game? I know it was in Grid Autosport. And it was pretty alright in Grid Autosport too. Because you get to drive everything from your Formula 3s to even IndyCar there. Though it is during the day when it's less, you know, bright and vibrant and cool. Although I think there's a couple of night races there in the Endurance series. Just need Autumn Ring, Tahiti Maze, and City to Area. I just hope they add Apricot Hill. Apricot Hill was genuinely my favorite of the Gran Turismo tracks. Midfield Raceway is another good one. And I mean, they updated them. They updated both Apricot Hill and Midfield for Gran Turismo 6. So like, those are probably like more up to date as well. So it'd probably be easier to, like, you know, further polish them and update them as well. Oh, Capitan. Oh, yeah. You gotta be careful with El Capitan. I feel like that track, as cool as it is and as gorgeous as it would be, genuinely isn't really good for like any road car above. Like basically, El Capitan is for road cars 400 horsepower or less. Any faster and genuinely the elevation change makes it just not fun to drive on. But like sports cars, it's probably one of my favorite tracks in Gran Turismo 4. But anything faster than like an NSX, I absolutely hate it. Like it's in the GT World Challenge, and holy moly, it is dog water. It is dog water. Yeah, a lot of good GT4 tracks never came back. Like you had Infineon Raceway. Which would be another good. That would be another good one to add back. Used to race with no problem, but I didn't notice. I mean, it's one of those things where like, yeah, you can drive around it, but it's still a pain. What are the good tracks? I know a lot of the rally tracks disappeared at the Gran Turismo 4, which is a bit of a shame. You know, Swiss Alps would be a cool one to add. Tahiti Maze. New York, yes, New York was fun. I wasn't a big fan of either the Paris tracks. Those ones weren't particularly fun to race on. I didn't like those as much. Yeah, Infineon stock car never came. That's unfortunate as well. Honestly, you know what other track I would absolutely kill to have back in Gran Turismo 7 or Gran Turismo 8? It showed up in Gran Turismo 5 and 6 and then never again. I'll give you a second to guess. I will give you a second to guess. But it was a track I genuinely really enjoyed quite a bit. And it is currently my favorite track in Assetto Corsa Competizione. So it is a real track. Indianapolis. Capering? No, not Capering. Indianapolis. It is indeed. Absolutely love that track. I really hope that makes a return as well. One, because we'll get another oval, and that hopefully gets them to maybe get stock cars back, even if they're like a fictionalized stock cars. And to, you know, the road course as well is a good grade 1 track yet. And I'm hoping for that. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna quick maintain my vehicle and then save and end the stream. As it is getting very late, I need to get dishes done, and I need to practice Imola for this race Saturday. So that's gonna be fun. That is gonna be fun. That is gonna be terrifying. Yeah, Silly Matt is kind of in an iffy state. I'm hoping they're okay. I'm hoping Project Motor Racing ends up pretty well, but we will see. But yeah, I'm going to be ending the stream. Thank you all so much for watching, everyone. I do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the stream, please make sure you leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what I'm doing well in the comments down below. If you didn't like the stream, please let me know what I'm doing poorly so I can fix that in the future. With that being said, I've been Isaac Umbras, and wherever you're around the world, whatever time it is for you, may it be a great time, and I will see you all in the next stream. Until then, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.